My name is Kevin Lewis, and this is the term project for Object-Oriented Software and Construction Spring 2018. I've made a spaceship shooter. The levels are based on waves, so you can add any number of any type of enemy for any number of waves that culminates in a final boss. I've kept it short, 5 short waves to show each of the enemy types. We'll show off the weapons, the enemy types, the behaviors on the first run through, and then we'll do another run through and show some of the other features I've added to the game. So let's start. We have 2 weapons. We have the basic laser, shoots upwards from the spaceship. You can shoot as many as you can click, and they make a little effect when they hit something. We also have the bomb, so it tracks the mouse, it explodes, has an area of effect, and the area is only active for a certain number of frames. And you can only shoot 1 bomb at a time, so you have to wait till the last bomb is done before you shoot another one. This is the basic spaceship enemy. It moves up and down on the screen and shoots a laser down towards the enemy. Its destroying effect is to fall to the side, to the left and right, as if it's falling down from the action, and it explodes. This is the basic UFO. Moves left to right across the screen, shoots a tracking bomb at the spaceship, and its death effect is to spiral out as it explodes. This is the intermediate spaceship. It moves diagonally, a little bit quicker than the basic enemy, shoots lasers straight down just like the basic enemy, and has the same death animation as the basic enemy. All the enemies spawn on a random position horizontally on the top of the screen. Here's another basic UFO. Let's go ahead and kill him real quick. And this is the advanced spaceship enemy. He moves to random positions on the screen, so he'll move to a randomly generated position. Once he reaches that position, he'll move to another randomly generated position. He's quicker than the other 2, and he has the same destroying effect. This is another basic spaceship. And this is the advanced UFO. He stops at a certain spot on the top half of the screen, and he will start spawning these little mini UFOs who also shoot their tracking bombs at the spaceship. They all have the same destroying effect to spiral out. And now we've reached the final boss. He comes down from the top of the screen, shooting lasers in this pattern. He has another effect when he gets to half health. He's my enemy that has 3, so he has the basic, the angered, we'll call it. He moves left to right quicker. His laser firing pattern gets quicker as it tracks his movement, and then his destroying effect is to go up the top of the screen slowly as the bombs explode. And that concludes one run through of the game. So we'll begin again, and we'll talk about some of the new ideas. The first is what you can see here, the scrolling background. So to make a little bit more feel of motion through the game, I added just 2 background images that when one reaches the center of the screen, another one gets put on top of it, and it just basically scrolls through the entire game. If you can't tell, I have smooth spaceship motion. I've used acceleration and drag to kind of better model actual movement. It also has a little thrust image when you move forward, just a little effect. As well, when you move left and right, the animation changes just a little bit, tilts the spaceship left and right. So let's start the game. I've added damage sprites for the spaceship, so when it gets down to a certain level of health, you'll see the spaceship itself get a little bit damaged. Here it's at the first level. Here it's at the second level. And we'll go ahead and just kill them and show the entire thing. Here it's at the 3rd level, so you can visually see where you're at without actually looking up at your health bar. So he's dead. A counter pops up to tell you how many lives you have left, and then you start back at the same wave you were on before. So let's destroy here. If you can't tell, we also have a dynamic wave health meter and a spaceship health meter. Every time an enemy is killed, the wave meter is updated. Every time the spaceship is hit, it's also updated. Also have this flashing invulnerability when you get hit by an enemy, so it gives you a second to fix your position so you don't just get overrun by a whole bunch of bullets at the same time. And then the flashing kind of tells you how long you have to readjust yourself. You can't tell because I've made it easy, but each wave has a timer, so the enemies will come one, and then there's a delay, and then another. You can adjust this timer in the code to make the waves more difficult or easier depending on how you want to space out your game waves. Okay, I've added the fourth enemy type 2, the asteroid here. It doesn't do anything but annoy the player, and it does contact damage. Just like right now, sometimes you can get a lot of big ones and they're difficult to maneuver around. Their effect is just to break up into 4 pieces, and they just annoy the player. And another feature I've added is an option to pause the game and exit from the pause menu so that you don't have that bar on the top or any buttons on the bottom. You can just hit escape, and it gives you the option to press escape again to start, or you can press E to exit. Same thing at the beginning of the game. You can press enter to start the game, or you can hit escape before you've even begun the game to exit the window. That's basically everything. We'll go ahead and just beat the boss here one more time. His health is pretty low, but he can be pretty difficult depending on how you tweak the health and damage. So that's it. That's my term project. If you have any questions, feel free to message me on D2L, and I hope you guys had a good semester. I know I did. Bye.